GM, GM, we are live. My ring light wouldn't turn on. I think it's a fire hazard, and I need to get a new one. It's being really weird. But anyway, good morning, everyone. A few things on the Underdog front. The Mitten 2 has filled. They have since launched the long-awaited Little Mitten 2, which is a great little 20 max tournament that is already 64.4% full. So I've only done 2, so we might try to do some of those. And they have also launched the Mitten 3, which is crazy that they launched this. First of all, you know, the playoffs start in 4 days, 3 days, and it's a 150 max with 112,000 entrants, and it's going to fill. I don't think there's any concern of that. I got in 147 Mitten 2s, so somehow I got just close to just short of maxing it. But we'll run some of those. I do like this 20 max, so I'll try to do some of these today on stream. We'll do a little bit of both, but yeah, if I can get this 20 max done, because this I think is going to fill today, based on the fact that they launched it yesterday and it's already 64% full. So, go easy cards. No, the green background is just to switch things up. I'm just trying some new thumbnails. We are at 399 subs, trying to get to 400. I just figured I would change it. I wanted a new thumbnail format for the new year, so we'll see if we stick with the green or not. If we do, I might make some changes to the overlay to be kind of consistent. But you know, just trying some new stuff. GM Chris, good morning to you. Appreciate you so much. Thanks so much for always leaving a comment. It means a lot. It helps a ton for the algo. So thanks, Chris. As always, really appreciate you. Joel, GM to you. Hope you're having a great morning. And likewise, Stephen WC23. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your day. All right, I'll click the button and it's going to tell me I'm in developer mode or something horrible. No, we're waiting for 2. All right, so this is a Little Mitten, Little Mitten 2, little $3 entry. Nothing too crazy. We'll run this one. So it looks like we've got myself at the 1. I see Mr. Vinegar at the 2, and we will get a nice Puka Nakua team here. So, all right. Got to make a couple quick. I've been very bad with my timestamps doing these playoff best ball. So I'm trying to return to my roots of doing those, but it's been tough. But we're gonna try. All right, Little Mitten 2. I'll just do a Little Mitten. It's gonna be confusing. All right. Arlox, hey, I see you in here. Good morning. Hope you're having a great one. Yeah, we're fighting at the turn. I see you there. That's a great question, Arlox. It's funny because the machine still wants CMC, but he's become a tough click for me. But if you look at all the other options, they're all kind of like, well, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, I didn't even hit the mute. I clicked it and it failed. I apologize. I was trying to hold off. I don't know. There's warts on everybody, right? Like, you know, you could take Saquon. I think that's fine because it's a direct fade of CMC because they're playing each other round 1. You have JSN, who now slips into the second round in some rooms. You have your Allen Cook conundrum, where if you take him at 2, you're definitely not getting both of them. And then what do? Do you pull up Kyron? Do you pull up Devontae to get different? I don't know. It is killer. The 2 is my least favorite spot by far. The 2 has become my least favorite spot. I think generally I'm still taking CMC, but sprinkling in some of those other pull-ups. Just, you know, CMC is live to be a very good advance rate piece, even if they lose. And if they win, you're almost undoubtedly going to want him there. But it's not as cut and dry as it felt, at least to me, a while ago. I know some people have been fading CMC, and maybe I should have kind of foreseen the way the bracket was going to shake out. But I don't know. It's tough. I'm open to adventures from the 2. I'll keep the board up as much as I can. Looks like Mr. Bittinger went May Henderson. That makes sense there. just kind of carving out a lane. Mike C does get the Allen Cook combo here at the 5. But yeah, you're just not going to get that if you take either one at the 2. I mean, I guess you theoretically could, but I don't think I've ever seen that happen. All right. So Arlox takes AJ Brown, which is good for us because that just enables us to go Kyron and Stafford there. So now we have a nice Rams stack. I know there are ones that have this with Devontae. That is pretty rare, but I'm not going to forego this just because there might be a slightly better version. So everybody in a very orderly queue so far. Arlox has a Eagles stack. JT Bittinger has a Patriots stack. We'll see where we go from here. Allen Cook is almost chalk at this point. Yeah. I suspect in the Mitten 3, it will be far more common than the Mitten 2, which was more common than the Mitten 1. Yeah, chalk. I don't know if I'm ready to declare it chalk yet, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I wasn't getting it a ton as I was frantically trying to get to 150 in the Mitten 2, but we'll see. It can be so room dependent too. And if you're firing like 5 at a time, you're often with the same people doing that. And so you can just get less variety in your teams and in fallers and stuff. It can be kind of like the same things repeatedly. All right, so Mr. Bittinger takes Ramondre. So he's got a 4-man Pats stack. Mike C, he's got a Bills situation going with Devonta on the other side of that. And let's see what we are going to do here. All right, Ken Walker goes at 22. Feels a little early for Ken Walker, but I assume... No, yeah, I was going to say, I assume that's a JSN drafter. Taking him there. Jacoby Myers goes. He was definitely in consideration for me because I do like the Jag stuff. I think getting Corum here and getting the 4-man Ram stack is nice. I do agree with the machine. And then I think I just don't know what I want to do on the AFC side. Wow, it just wants me to snag Colby Parkinson. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that, folks. I hate to break it to the community here. We are instead going to IKB down to Woodrow Marks, which the machine doesn't even have listed. But I kind of think I can claim the Chargers here if I want. Obviously, Chargers have a tough road to hoe playing the Pats, who are very popular and are last I checked a 3.5-point favorite. I don't know. I didn't look since yesterday morning at the odds if that's shifted. I guess I should probably pull that up. I was gonna think money would probably start moving on the Pats, but let's see. Where does the market have that game now? According to DK, it's still 3.5. Doesn't look like it's really moved from there. But 3.5-point favorite. It's not like it's not like a 10.5-point favorite like we have with the Rams. So I don't know. I kind of you could say maybe I'm squandering this Rams start, but I am going to be able to get the Rams Infinity Gauntlet with somebody. One of the tight ends will come back to me, and I have a hard time imagining it's Woody Marks who you need to win this contest, but we could be I could be wrong. Woody Marks is he's just not that good, and I do feel like if it's the Texans you need, it's hard for me to imagine that Nico doesn't somehow hit a lineup. I guess if it's Rams Texans, thinking about the 5-man team that gets there, it could just be Puka Adams, and then maybe Marks hits one of the flex spots or your running back spot. I don't know. I'm sure the Sims have the answer to that, but I do not. All right, let's see what the machine says to do. But we're frankly probably not going to listen to it. I think we're going to try to bully it towards Chargers stuff, perhaps. I do need another wide receiver. I think Ladd is pretty key. Parker Washington was actually in consideration for me, so that was sharp of Arlox to grab him there. Let's take Ladd and then see what it wants me to do here. I do need some wide receiver firepower here. I'm going to now take Tyler Higbee. He has become a little trendy. This does give us a 5th Ram here. I really like Higbee in these contests. He's going to be more owned in the Mitten, the Little Mitten 2 and in the Mitten 3 than he was in the prior contests, but we will see. Chris says, not good, seems to have little to do with scores, fantasy points at running back. Yeah, but Marks doesn't really score a lot of fantasy points either, and he's not good. That's been my issue with Woody Marks. I know running back is definitely more of an opportunity position than a skill position, at least compared to wide receivers. It certainly seems that way. But Marks, I don't know. And he's also like eternally injured. I also think the Steelers are going to win. So that's probably a big reason that that's coloring my perception of Woody Marks. I know the market disagrees there, but I think everyone's just penciling in Steelers at one and done, and a Texans team that has trouble scoring playing in Pittsburgh. That feels like the game Pittsburgh wants. Like it could just be an ugly game that they pull out. So I don't know. Hey, Adrian, GM to you. Appreciate you coming by. Hope you're having a great morning. Chris says, I'll be heavily fading Marks and BBM next year, but playoff best ball, he seems fine. Yeah, he's fine. I'm not full fading Marks. I'm just a lot more likely to take him if I have Nico than as a one-off or an advance rate piece, because I just don't think I think he's more of like a Super Bowl or AFC championship piece than an advance rate piece. I just don't know if he's like going to score enough points versus even someone like a Tet McMillan who could go off. We've seen the Rams give up big games to wide receivers, help get you out of your first round. I don't know, but I'm not going to build like Tet McMillan Super Bowl teams. All right, let's see. What does the machine want? It wants Colby Parkinson. It wants Colby Parkinson, something fierce here. I'm trying to. Arlox is in my notes because I really liked Warren. I was actually thinking of taking like Metcalf and Warren there. So, Arlox, you're reading my mail here. I'm gonna take Colby Parkinson here, get a 6th Ram, and then see what it wants me to do. It's desperately asking for T-Law. Well, we're not gonna do that, machine. I don't think that makes a whole heck of a lot of sense. I'm just gonna grab Herbert. No, I'm gonna grab QJ because someone might take QJ as a random advance rate thing. We're gonna take Herbert next. If someone takes Herbert, that's just weird, and then we'll just have Stafford as our only quarterback, I think. Apologies, I meant to keep the board up, and I failed. We'll go over everyone's team when this is done, but basically we need a Chargers-Rams Super Bowl. A Chargers-Rams Super Bowl. All right, give me one sec here, guys. All right. All right. Uh-oh. Hey, Danny 064 or Danny 064. GM to you. Hope you're having a great one. Appreciate you. Go Easy Cards. Gift us with the candles bracket. I could fill it out. I need the link to it, or I need to find it because I know there's a good fill-outable bracket floating around. Joel says, as your friend, I need to talk you off the Steelers. Take Aaron Rodgers as the biggest playoff choke artist in the history of the league. That feels a little unfair, being that he's won a Super Bowl, and there's good quarterbacks that haven't. But I don't know. I mean, do we really think that Stroud is gonna like step up in the bright lights in a cold game in Pittsburgh? I don't know. GM gang, hey, GM to you, Greg. Hope you're having a great one. Appreciate you coming by, hanging out, fellow long-suffering Dolphins fan. Our friend Greg here. Schmilk here goes Metcalf Gainwell. Very interesting. Adrian likes Tet better as a one-off. They're trailing and willing to throw the ball more. Yeah, I don't mind Tet. I won't do Tet here because he's so clearly a one and done on this team. I think that would be a little galaxy brain when you have a six Rams. It does seem like just like knowing that there's no chance of them getting through. Uh-oh. Gosh, I can't believe the machine wants me to take Love over Herbert. I can't imagine that, but we'll take Herbert. So this is just pure Rams Chargers. We got Stafford, Herbert, Kyron, Corum, Hampton, Puka, Ladd, Higbee, Parkinson, and QJ. Now, I don't mind it. I know the machine doesn't like it, but I do want some Chargers stuff. Team with very low Super Bowl equity on the AFC side and the team with the very high on the NFC side. Arlox, what'd you end up with? Hurts and T-Law, Saquon and Warren. So really heavily on the Eagles side of things, at least with the running back. A.J. Brown, Jacoby Myers, Dallas Goedert, Parker Washington, BTJ, and Troy Franklin. So it looks like you've got 4 Eagles in it, a smattering of AFC pieces. Like the team here. I feel like it's definitely got a good chance to escape from its pod. And I like your wide receiver room. I like the team there. And I kind of like going 2 quarterback with Hurts when you have him with Saquon, because if it's a big Saquon game, it's might not be a big Hurts game, but then you've got T-Law stacked with Washington and BTJ. My vibesy opinion is that seems like a good way to build. All right, JT Bittinger, what'd you do? Drake May, Caleb, Travion, Ramondre, Monungai, and Sharbs, and then Diggs, Henry, Burden, and Booty. Yep, like the team there. Pretty classic kind of build. And if you could sneak Sharbs through to the second round, that's pretty good. And you've got six Patriots. So you got a full Patriots and then 1 stack over there. So nice team there. Nice team there. All right, let's see. What do we want to do? I can try another little Mitten too. Get into that. And it's snap filled. All right. Apologies if you're trying to hop into that and you missed it. Little Mitten too. There's just nothing we can do about the snap fills. All right, so we're in the 5 hole. We're in the 5 hole. Chris says, if you get a chance, check the leg up Discord at the field goal meme I picked. But I will check that out. Chris. Is it the one where if they miss the fire Tomlin, fire Harbaugh one? Because I've seen that one making the rounds. It's pretty good. I don't care, our locks. There's no worries. Greg. JT Beginner stuffed me in a locker. These playoff sheets. The 5 a.m. drafts are alive and well. Tough times. Rodgers won a Super Bowl because they got pick 6s in 3 straight games. I mean, how do you think? What do you think Houston's supposed to do? This literally sounds like the Houston Texans plan. I don't know. PPR Tyler. Hey, PPR Tyler. Hope you're having a great one. Appreciate you coming in. Do I want the Dolphins to fire McDaniel? I keep going back and forth on this. I would have said no all the way up until the game before last, when they were theoretically still alive for the playoffs, and it was like 11 minutes left, and they were walking down the field. Like, they needed to be in hurry up. The season's on the line. The odds, I know the odds were low, but it was just like this nonchalant attitude. And it's just, I don't know. I don't mind the mopey, self-deprecating shtick he does, because when they're winning, it's kind of funny. but just that game, that Steelers game, really kind of soured me on it. So I'm not like calling for his head, but I don't know. I'm not super excited anymore. Go Easy Cards. As a person who made less than you in KC, I will sit quietly in the corner. Go Easy Cards. This channel runs on your takes. We don't want that at all. Greg says, everything's fine in Dolphins world. We're getting Lamar and Harbaugh, haven't you? Yeah. Gosh, the machine wants me to take Drake May? Come on. Why? Come on. I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. I'll take Kyron. Stop it. Stop it, machine. Come on. Arlocks, 9th round T-Law. I wasn't going to, but I had to. Yeah. I think that that made sense. And you had two Jags on there, so it makes sense. Yeah, no, that one's really good. Oh no, what's the alpha? Ball is life. First of all, I'm not deep in the streets, but I think we can get on the floor of Lemon, the receiver from USC. I think he could be the slappy pick that we all band behind. So I think there's room on the bandwagon. That's where I'm going now. So there you go. I think I've actually seen him get steamed up into the first round now. A few days ago, he was still kind of in, not showing as a first round pick. I think the latest mocks, some of them are starting to pull him up. Go Easy Cards. If you Google NFL bracket simulator, Pro Football Network has one. Okay, I can do that. Kevin McDaniel didn't want to make the playoffs with Tua and be stuck with him. That feels like it's giving a lot of credit, but I don't hate the take. All right, we got Allen, Kyron. All right, we'll do Nico here. As much as I don't love the Texan stuff. No, that's entirely, I'm not doing that. I'm not taking Allen and Drake May. That's no. Not a QB year or running back year. It's actually a wide receiver year, or is it kind of meh? I don't know. My understanding is it's like a nothing year. It's like everything's gone bad, but I don't know. Good says you can get full paths with Josh Allen as your advance rate piece. Feels gross, but it could be what you need. And now it wants me to take Diggs. Oh, come on, machine. Don't. Why? I can't stress enough how little I like what's happened to me in this room. I'd literally rather just do the bit where we take a bunch of Packers for comedic value. I'm not taking Steph Diggs, because then... No, stop. Stop it, machine. All right. Or it's just a Pat's like a bias. No, I know it has Sims. But there's one sim that matters, and that's the sim in my head, and it's saying don't do that. At least that's the one sim that matters when it's my team. I have to live with this. Listen to the machine. No, we're not. We're not listening. We're fighting back. Rage Against the Machine, the band, actually was just really angry with the sidekick. That was what happened. That's the backstory that they won't tell you. All right, so this team, we've got Allen, Kyron, Nico, and Jacobs. Click the button, machine boy. No, Kevin. Arlocks, does the machine know it? No, it does not, Arlocks. And it doesn't really take ADP into account. So you have to... you do sometimes have to not just top click it, or you're not really using it properly, because it's not taking ADP into account. It's not designed. I'm not saying that as a flaw. I'm just saying that's just like not how that's not how it works. Talk to me, Goose. Yeah, come up with another story, Goose. All right, and look at this. Look at the one hole. They're building the exact team. No, not the exact team. They got Puka, Adams, Stafford, and Corum. That's kind of nice. I was like our start, except they got Adams instead of Kyron there. All right, let's see what the machine... Now the machine wants us to take DeAndre Swift, even though Jacobs is playing Swift. The machine and I are having some serious disagreements here. I'm just saying. We're in a little bit of a fight right now. We'll make our next pick, and then hold on. We're gonna make our next pick here. All right, yeah, DeAndre Swift goes. All right, machine. Now you got to tell me to do something else. I will take Woody Marks. Because I do think that makes sense. We have Nico Collins, so we'll take Woody on this team, even though I don't really love it. And then in the ideal world, Sal123 does not take Christian Watson from us, because I would very much like Christian Watson on this team. If we don't get Christian Watson, we're just going to close the laptop. The voices, yeah, exactly. Do what you're told. Yeah, no, Kevin, we can't. Greg says, been trying to make a Puka Adams Stafford, not a layup these ways. I wish I was on that a week ago. Yeah, it is radically different, which is why I like that they open new contests, because you're not competing against those teams. All right, we did get Christian Watson. We will capitulate to the machine there. Hold on. All right, we're just refreshing everything real quick. Let's see. Hopefully that didn't just nuke us. All right, there we go. All right, I refreshed the sidekick. Hopefully it gets the message. Machine is just trying to get your money back with this one. That's not nice, Arlox. I want to win. I don't want my... What is min cashing in this even? $3. All right, well, at least it's your entry fee back. We're fighting this one to the bitter end. We don't just want our money back here. But somehow I have Josh Allen. In this one, the machine was right, though, because we have Josh Allen with absolutely nothing. So he really is an advanced rate piece. So instead of a bunch of Packers, we have a bunch of ass. So there you go. The machine knows all. Pays for the machine, ignores machine, watch the machine, make everyone else money. Easy game. Go easy cards. Easy game. But no, we're going to fight. We're going to fight. We're going to get some Packers. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun here. We got Kyron and Allen as our advanced rate pieces, just taking us to a Packers-Texans Super Bowl, just like we all predicted. Because when the Texans win every game 7-3, it's going to be tough. The machine wants Love first. I think I'm going to take Reed. The problem is if Sal is using the sidekick, it's probably going to tell him to take Jordan Love, but whatever. Let's take Jaden Reed here. He takes Sharps and Darnold faster than I've ever seen anyone draft anything in my life. All right, we'll just take Jordan Love here. So we've got Love, Jacobs, Watson, and Reed. And I guess we could also theoretically get a, if we do keep building out Green Bay, you could get a Green Bay Super Bowl where Allen is the quarterback in that Super Bowl. And we've definitely seen Allen be the only piece you need on a Buffalo thing. Label your team as machine or human. I have been meaning to do that. But you can only label them on your phone, right? Which is like massively annoying. So hopefully they can fix that. Unless there's a way that I don't know. Makes you wonder if there are cyborg non-badgers out there. There have to be, right? There have to be. I mean, I'm sure some of Buster's boys team, or I don't know. You can do it on can you? Now I'm just being embarrassed. I don't know how. Is it after you're done? Suggesting Swift in round 5 was pivoting you to Bears. I don't know. I really don't know. It might just be that Swift projects super well. I don't know why it would pivot to Bears. I have heard rumor that it is starting to like Bears more. Chad never actually said burner accounts. Well, sadly, those do exist, but I do know they tried to stop all that. But you know, There are some who seem hell-bent on circumventing the rules. Yeah, after you're done from the completed tab. Okay. Okay. All right, what does it want us to do? I mean, probably Dobbs and Wicks, right? Yes. And I think that makes the most sense. I actually feel like this turned out fine for our Rams team because we do have Marks and Nico. I would be sympathetic to taking Dobbs and then like Higgins versus Wicks and just IK being the machine. I do think Dobbs is clearly better than Wicks or Musgrave here. DK Metcalf, Luke Musgrave. I'm going to do Jaden Higgins here, assuming Sal doesn't take him for some weird reason. I think that'll make the most sense. Because I think we really are playing for this particular out of a Super Bowl. And Higgins won't... I think a lot of teams will stop at 2 Texans. So this isn't bad. I actually don't mind how this plane landed. Allen, Love, and then Kyron, Jacobs, Marks, Nico Collins, Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, and Jaden Higgins. On your phone, desktop after... Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, after you're done from complete... Okay, I read that already. Sorry. What about Bill? Bill. Who is Bill? Now I'm confused. Maybe Bill? Who's Bill? Maybe he goes by William? I don't know who you're referring to, Arlox. I'm sorry. Machine loves Patriots and Packers like it's 1996. Yes, it sure does. Nice landing. All right. We like it. Okay, well, let's move on from that team. And maybe we'll have a little more luck. Oh. Bill's player. Of course. It's early. Who decided to stream at 9 in the morning? Dear God. All right. Mitten 3. Let's go. He meant the team. He meant the team whose quarterback I had drafted. I thought he meant someone named William. Greg, he wants Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks could have worked on that team. I actually sadly take Cooks in some of my Bills stuff. Even though his name's not Bill. It still works. All right, we got the Dutch Rock. No Badger here to our left. Hopefully they do something wonky and let us get Puka, because as we spoke before, I really don't like the 2. But we'll see what we can get here. Part of me kind of wants to take JSN and just see what we can see from the Seahawks. But yeah, I don't know. Yes, old Bill Cooks. Crutches, GM, I'm retired from these last night, but tuning in. Hey, Crutches, I appreciate that. You're just you're just done building the same variants of it. You don't. Wow, someone took JSN at the 1. All right, so there we go. We'll get Puka. See, why retire, Crutches? Look at this. You might get Puka Nacua at pick 2. Isn't this fun? 500 between sites. Yeah, I didn't do any DraftKings best ball this year. I just stuck with Underdog. My tilt of filling was as I only got 147 Mitten 2s in, and it's just like, and it's not even like they got canceled. I just like timed it wrong and ran out of time. Joel, 2 and 5 hole feel like the worst spots to pick from. I don't mind the 5 as much as I really just mind the 2. The 2 has been so killer. Max, both flagships, so I'm good. Yeah. I just didn't get started on DK early enough, I felt like. But I do know they keep running the $5 ones, which I might hop in that. I might hop in some of those. I go Puka yesterday with Falling Eagles, and people flipped when I posted it to Twitter. Let's see if we can get that. Well, we're not going to get AJ Brown. Stafford is gone to the Saquon drafter, of course. That makes a lot of sense. Allen and Cook go together. Devontae Adams goes. Dear God. All right, well, let's just take Kyron. Let's just take Chiron. And what's going on here? Can I take Chiron, please? Okay. And then I think I will hopefully get Etienne. Maybe the Dutch Rock just really wants his Seahawks. Take another Seahawk. I might take Sharps next, Dutch Rock. So just if you want to grab that. He takes Travion. Oh my gosh. The Dutch Rock, you're my new best friend. Let's grab Etienne here and run to the podium with that pick. So we got Puka, Chiron, Etienne. Like that start. Are you done with the 2 because you don't know what to do with CMC? Seems like everyone fell off the net. No, I'll still build Niner teams. I just think they're very live to lose. It's like I know what to do, but I don't want 16% of my teams to be like Niner stacks at this point. Like, because I feel like you take him, by the time the board comes back, the AFC stuff is a little squirrely. So I think you either start building like Jags or something else, or you stick with Niners. So I don't know. It was Saquon at 11. AJ Brown. Oh my God, Saquon at 11. Yeah, that's pretty nutty. That's crazy. Any early drafted super cheat teams? Asks Go Easy Cards to Crutches. Yeah, mostly on DK though. Yeah. Not super unique, just lots of Jacksonville, Houston cheap. Yeah. That was the other thing. I didn't really start doing a ton of playoff best ball until later. I was just kind of like mixing them in. And I think missing out on the cheap Jacksonville, Houston stuff is like not great. It wants me to take Josh Jacobs. Jacoby Myers went, which is like giga tilting. I don't think I really want Josh Jacobs. I'm running out of time. But I'm going to take Sutton here. But I've already missed Harvey. This sucks. This guy, had to take... And then why did the Dutch Rock take... You're no longer my friend, Dutch Rock. Oh my God. It's so over. It's so over. I have botched this very nice start that I had. Oh God. Sidekick, help. Help me, Sidekick. What do I do? I think we know. I think we just start taking Packers. This is the suck. This is the suck. All right. Part of me thinks I just start taking Bears instead. All right, let's take Bears. Go Bears. I think they're a little easier to get. Arlox, I'm finding it difficult to feel good about building with Seahawks. Yeah, it's always tough with the bye week teams, for sure. How many Bryce Young Tet stacks, though? 0. I don't think I'll do that. Joel says, Kittle feels like a wasted pick. Brutal matchup with Philly in a game. They are pretty big dogs. No, it's not if they win. Which is, the sad reality is all of your Jags teams or all of your Bills teams are going to be dead on Sunday afternoon. And those right now feel amazing. Those feel amazing, but one of them is absolutely going to lose. So I don't want to not take Kittle when they're, the Eagles 3 weeks ago were all like they're circling the drain, and now we're like, oh, it's over. So I don't know. I disagree. I think I'm still building those teams because we're going to be losing a lot of teams that we really like. Hey, 400 subs. Is that you, Nick P? All right, we got to 400. Thank you. I'm sorry that the draft that you're watching has to be it has to be this one because this one got away from us. But we're gonna try to salvage things here by taking Luther Burden, which is the way we fix all of our problems here. Grabbing a little Luther Burden, and then I think we'll just take Caleb to avoid any real squirreliness in the room. Hopefully the Dutch Rock doesn't take him also, in which case we're really in just a world of trouble. Hey, GM to you, Purple Yosh. Hope you're having a great one. It's an honor. Hey, appreciate you so much, Nick. That's awesome. I'm so happy to get to 400. Super cool. Crutches, no Panthers, rare. I disagree on Tet being an elite one-off type. I'm for sure higher floor than Redubs, not much higher ceiling. Yeah, I know we were talking about this yesterday. I guess the only thing I've come around to is just how much they're going to have to throw and how the Rams are, you know, again, Michael Wilson has like torched them twice. So it's like we've seen a couple of just like massive spike weeks. I don't know if I really believe in Bryce Young to get him the ball well enough to get that kind of spike. I'm a little more sympathetic to Tet as a one-off if you have like no Rams, because he could be an advanced piece, and then, you know, they don't have a 0% chance of winning the game. Like the Panthers could win. I don't know, but yeah, he's not my favorite one-off. Could argue Kittle is a less wasted pick than CMC second or third round, probably negative game script, which also that makes sense if you're playing them as advanced rate pieces or a player to get to the divisional or conference finals. All of your Jags teams, says Arlock. Oh my gosh. Yes, Purple Yosh, 400. Bills are a scam. Fading Jags, not gonna make it. That's my thing in the in those like FFPC contests, is like, what do you do? What do you do in that game? Because I'm gonna take Loveland here. He's been getting a little steamy. I think I can push Odunze next. I think my favorite Jags piece in those contests is Etienne. But then what do you do with the Bills? Like, do you just not have Allen? Because if they advance, like, I don't know. That's been my like conundrum with those. Buffalo Jags, who does the guy not named Chad think will win? I keep going back and forth on that game myself. I've been having a lot of trouble with that one. They could be sour grapes because I have so many Niners stacks. I would not write off your Niners stacks just yet. Nick P just drafted May in the next one. Order restored. Nice. Kevin asks, what are you playing? Mittens, no gauntlets? Yes, I'm not doing the gauntlet. I started doing playoff best ball kind of late, and I unironically think the winning team was probably already drafted in the gauntlet, and one team advancing $25 and super top heavy. It's just like, I just don't want to chase it because I'm not going to, I don't want to invest that much volume in that tournament. It's a great tournament. These contests should be top heavy for playoffs because you're playing to nut out. But that's just like a little above the roll I want to do for playoff best ball. Yeah, we can do a BR. Maybe we'll do one more playoff and then we'll do a BR. But I don't think I have an out here today, so we can keep running. An uglier stack, Carolina or Chargers. To me, Carolina. 0 Allen. Oh, God. Good luck. Good luck, Nick. Dear God. Clearly Panthers. Yeah, I agree. I do believe winner of Jags, Bills will go to the Super Bowl. I don't know if I disagree with that. All right, Manungai goes. I don't. So do we take DJ Moore or do we take like Pat Bryant to go with Sutton? Let's live a little. Let's take Pat Bryant here. So this team ends up being Caleb, Kyron, Etienne, Swift, and then Puka, Sutton, Burden, Loveland, Odunze, and Bryant. I think this is kind of a fun team here that we have constructed. We just obviously need the Bears to go to the Super Bowl, which was certainly a bailout from what we had hoped for when this draft began, but not the end of the world. Crutches, I think I'll play some T-Law in FFPC. I don't know about Etienne, either Jacoby, Parker, T-Law, or Strange. Yeah, Etienne is tough because like Tootin is back and that delineation could get kind of gross. But looking through the lens of like week one, I envision a big game for Etienne against Buffalo. And I could see their path requiring a lot through the ground, and I don't think he'll be popular, but it's really tough because then I don't know what to do with Buffalo. I think the Bills are just a name. I don't think the Bills are good enough to reach just to name status. I feel like that's something you say about like the Chiefs or the Eagles. The Bills just lose every time. Coward. Thanks, Kevin. I could always count on you. FFPC 1 bullet rides on T-Law. All right, so you and Crutches in agreement. For the love of God, just give us the big board. We will get there. All right, let me hop into another Mitten 3, and then I can roll through the chat here. All right, let's see. No location error. All right, waiting for 2. Let me update the timestamp. 45. Mitten 3. I missed the last timestamp. But also, by the way, it's been 45 minutes. If you can like and sub, that'd be awesome. We hit 400 today. I can't thank you all enough. This is awesome. Next stop 500, and that would be really cool. So, you know, humble beginnings, but we're moving. I mean, we're still humble, but we're moving on. Humble continuations too. T-Law, Cooks, Kittle, FFPC, Skeleton Keys. Oh my God. Cooks. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Buffalo run D so bad. Yes, I agree with that. It looks like we got our friend Kevin here. I don't know if we got anyone else, but if you're in here, let me know. Crutches, yeah, I like Jags to Super Bowl, and T-Law gets there in multiple games. Giga pivot off May, but similar ceiling. Yeah. I wonder, I guess it doesn't matter because you're going to get 2 players in the Super Bowl. And if you have like the Rams, all right, we're going to build a CMC team. Sorry, guys. If you have the Rams, you'd rather it be Puka than Stafford. So I guess a rule of like 1 AFC and 1 NFC quarterback doesn't matter. So I guess you could do two AFC or 2 NFC quarterbacks. It just feels weird. Right now, mine are Hurts and Josh Allen, but I'm very fluid right now. Nick says we're on the same path here. Jags are hot. Yeah, I like the Jags. I like the Jags too. And T-Law does have that like sneaky rushing upside in those games where they want him to do that. And I'm sure the playoffs are there. So maybe I should consider that more. I don't know. Hey, Thomas Awad, GM to you. Hope you're having a great one. Appreciate you so much coming in, hanging out. Arlux, go JSN. Show me how it's done. Oh, no. I missed. Well, I'm sure we'll end up with a Seahawks team. But we'll see what we can do with Allen. Buffalo run D bad, but Jags will play 4 games, and that's a ton of points. We're just penciling the Jags all the way through. Chris has no idea who's winning a Super Bowl, but I'm winning breakfast with leftover homemade Mexican food. You are winning. I had a sad Starbucks breakfast sandwich. Nick says, I played all my teams like the winner of Jags Pats as a Super Bowl rep. Yes. I might actually have Drake May as my quarterback now that I think about it. And I put Cook as my Bills piece. I don't know. All right, the machine wants me to take Kyron, which is really interesting. All right, machine. Let's take Kyron. See what happens. What do you want me to do? So now I put Stafford over Kittle. I have to assume party of 4 will take Stafford because they have Puka, obviously, but we'll see. Some people do weird stuff. I've seen people like stack Hurts. If AJ Brown's here, I've seen people like stack Hurts there. It's not really what I would do, but occasionally you can get lucky. Not this time. Hopefully they don't take Kittle, because if they do, all right, they take Nico. I'm sympathetic to Travion here in skipping Kittle, but we'll just grab Kittle. So this is clearly going to be a Niners team. 6 of the 8 Jags wins in the streak: Titans, Colts, Jets, Cardinals. Well, what were the other 2 wins though? Because I feel like, they can't help who they played, right? But yeah, I think there's a lot of arguments, like especially like with the Pats, that they had like a weak schedule. Like I at a certain point, like you can't help who you play, and they certainly have looked good for like the bulk of the season. 36% Drake May completely Crane pill. Dear God. Dear God. The person who drafted Hawk 2 is telling you T-Law, so pivot far away. Well, go AZ Cards. I don't know. We also have Crutches saying T-Law. So, Machine just screwed you, says Kevin. Dear God. Bears super team. We just did a Bears super team. Manung God. Oh my God. Arlox, they've also won 7 of 8 post-Jacoby trade. Yeah, they're just looking like a wagon. We have to stop discrediting teams winning games. I agree. It's hard to win in the NFL. And again, you can't help you. We could do this all day. Yes. That's the thing, is like everyone's beaten, bad teams in this. Wow, it really wants RJ Harvey here. Let's see what Mashy02 gives me. Yeah, the schedule narrative was high. I think it was because the MVP argument like brought it to the forefront. All right, so RJ Harvey goes because we can't have nice things. Let's just take Broccoli Purdy, because if we don't get him, we're going to be like really bummed out. So, and hopefully this guy doesn't take Jennings. If they do, that's just like really irritating. In the first two, they were Jacoby ramping in the scam Houston win. Yep. And they also blew out Denver and the Chargers in Indy. Yeah, exactly. I mean, those are legit. Okay, Broncos and Chargers. Yeah, I mean, that's tough to win that amidst the other games there. Broncos are barely winning against Chiefs, Chargers. In the end, it's just about winning. Yeah, I mean, like, the Falcons aren't in the playoffs because they lost to the Jets. Like, it's not easy to win games. Like, they win that game, they're in, right? And then, so we can't just, like, discredit winning these, like, games against crappy teams. It's very hard. In the game of the year in Denver, it wasn't even competitive. Jacoby and Parker were giga key to making the offense move consistently versus using Hunter and BTJ early in the year. Yeah, they're definitely a lot better with Jacoby. And Nick P agrees. FFPC, Hendo or Stevenson? I would take Hendo, but I also might end up with Drake May. I don't know. You said it, over the middle presence, yeah. Oh, Nick says Ramondre is the one. Differing opinions here. As a slappy, it is painful to say. I also think there's a little bit of recency bias. Like, we just saw Ramondre's like game of his life. But yeah, early in the year, it was BTJ short-arming all the catches over the middle, ending drives early. And yeah, they also had a cornerback playing wide receiver a lot. In his defense, he don't have the frame for those routes because he would break. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, let's see. The machine wants Ricky Pearsall. I don't know if I want that because he's so hurt. So I'd kind of rather pivot this to something else. What that something else is. Let's see what part 4 is. Okay. I think I'll take Parker Washington here. I think I'd rather push this to Niners and Jags versus taking Ricky Pearsall with his like mystery ailment, who might even come back to me here. Where's the T-Law drafter? Yeah, the T-Law drafter is going to be coping and seething here after they take T-Law and Myers, and they're about to miss out on Parker Washington and BTJ, but that's the way she goes. We'll grab that there. So I think I kind of like this as far as a Jags situation here, if we're going to count on CMC as the running back. So we got Purdy, CMC, Kyron, Kittle, Jennings, Parker Washington, and BTJ. We've completely ignored the sidekick here, with apologies to our robot overlords. Nick P noting that they have switched roles. Crutcher says, yes, good weapon for lifting safeties down the field, but need Parker, Strange, and Jacoby over the middle. Yeah, and Strange, man, I feel like if Strange was healthy all year, I have a much better best ball season. I was pretty high on him, but they're still not like super duper utilizing him. Still a BTJ for this year's Lad McConkey in playoff. Well, I hope you're right because we just took him. And IDK, if we can even say Hendo has a higher ceiling anymore, I still think he does. But again, Ramondre just like shoved it down all our throats. Who is excited to draft Scatabo in the big board? I mean, I'm always happy to take Scatabo. I hope we just get good news on the rehab front. Arlock's Bills hate is Chess Liam hate. He's doing it on purpose to keep you away from the. Well, look, I'm a Dolphins fan, so I don't need Chess Liam to stoke those flames, and I'm still taking plenty of Bills. All right, so Brenton Strange goes to the panicking T-Law drafter. I think at a certain point, Pearsall makes sense. I'm assuming Burden is more of just like an advance rate piece here on this team. Let's just grab Pearsall and then see what the machine wants us to do. Now we do have our 5-man Niners stack. I could capitulate and take Burden. I could also take Metcalf, which I think would be fine as well. All right, so he takes Higbee and Stroud. All right, let's grab Burden. We'll listen to the machine. I say we'll listen to the machine, and then I might not listen to the machine. No, I'm actually going to take Byshell Tootin. Sorry, machine. I think I kind of like that. If I really am building a Jags-Niners Super Bowl possibility, Tootin, I think, makes more sense. So we're going to throw the machine into a locker and take Tootin there. Liam does not control the entire best ball market. He is top of mind in all things Bills. I will say that. Crutches says, no, I love Josh Allen. I think they're the worst Bills version ever. They're resting 32-year-old Brandon Cooks with the starters. Brandon Bean, disaster class. Yeah. No, it is a shame. Even as a Dolphins fan, I hate to see them waste Josh Allen's prime because he's so fun, and the Bills are not. So it's just kind of a nightmare. Can't stop the run, and Max Hairston out. Yeah, it's only getting worse. What do we want to do? Are there any what do we want to do? Kendrick. Oh, the machines are going to hate this. We'll do it. The Sims account for injuries. They have an injury predictor. We're going to take Brian Robinson. Everyone is throwing up and vomiting. But I'm going to take B-Rob. I'm going to take B-Rob on the off chance that you do need him at some point. It's probably god awful. The machine didn't even show it in there. But frankly, if this team's advancing, it's advancing. I don't know how much Common Guy is helping. But I will take a cheeky Brian Robinson. This is something that the Sims do have injuries built in. So if it really thought it was that likely that CMC would get hurt, he would be recommended more. But we're going to just go off pure vibes because we kind of IKB'd this whole darn thing anyway. So we'll take him. This is why we have the sidekick though. So we don't do stuff like that. Arlox knows that that Mr. Liam does not control everything. I've seen that before through others. Emo Cowboy, I'm a big fan of the simpler and vibrant thumbs. Good work. Hey, Emo Cowboy, I appreciate you. I'm glad you like the new thumbnails. Hope you're having a great morning. Let me try to catch up with chat. I have fallen behind. I will say the Bills are the funniest though forever. They are. It is so good. They act like they've had these dynasties and their only dynasty was 4 losing Super Bowls in a row. Bills just aren't the way to play playoff best ball, says Chris. T Cage, good morning. Hey, hope you're having a great one, T Cage. Nick P saying congrats, or saying that's how I see it too. Chris. Emo Cowboy, congrats on 400. Hit the like and sub, get Chad to Hey, appreciate you, Emo Cowboy, and congrats to you on 500 over on the Toxic Tower. I did not get to watch last night, but it is in the queue for the replay today go about my day. So appreciate you. If y'all don't sub to Toxic Tower, you definitely should. Emo Cowboy, one of the best. Craig asking, Nick, have you ever been to Buffalo? Hope is all they've got. Oh, no. Oh, no. Buffalo fans watch streams, too. I love Lamp, says Brick Tamlin, a.k.a. Go AZ Cards. Pats to the Super Bowl. Go Pats, says TKH. Oh, God. I hump Lamp, says Emo Cowboy. All right. What crazy is Brian Robinson is a good player, stuck behind the best. I don't know if I agree that Brian Robinson is all that great. Okay, Emo Cowboy agrees with that statement. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. He's live for goal line carries. Yeah. Look, I mean, everything says it's a bad pick. But you don't, I mean, I got a feeling. Like to think about Brian Robinson on Houston. Yes. I would much rather have him than Woody Marks. Much love, Bubba. Have a good one. Hey, you too, Emo Cowboy. Emo Cowboy famously got a big promotion, and now he's a big, important man. He's got all kinds of meetings, runs a large department. So, we must respect Mr. Cowboy. All right, let's hop in. All right, one more Mitten 3. Oh, we're in developer mode. People. I apologize. While you guys weren't looking, I started working on my own web app here. All right, we're on it. Snap filled. So hopefully that was you guys. After this, maybe we'll do a BR. We'll shift gears slightly. All right, we got Josta 29, who I had the pleasure of meeting in Kansas City. Good dude there. I don't know if I see anyone else in here, but if you're in here, let me know. Interesting, he's just been in a split backfield his entire career. Who, Brian Robinson? Emo is the GOAT, Purple Yosh. You are correct. Nick P, that is a sign. Well, to be fair, Nick P, most backfields now are split to one degree or another. But some backfields are more split than others. And it does feel like that. Emo Cowboy says, what's up, Yosh? We need to have you as a guest to talk through what's planned with all those Elim winnings and vibe check-in. I would extra tune into that edition. All right, let me see if I can't get the timestamps going. All right. Sweet. All right. We got the timestamps on. We got Puka at the 1. And let's see what we got. Do we get the Allen Cook stack or not? That is the question of the morning here. Kind of what we've been hoping for. If not, maybe we'll do a Drake May team and we'll, we bullied the sidekick. It's moping. It's telling me it's fine, but I can tell something's wrong. So let's see. We might just have to give it a Drake May team to so that it's happy. Purple Yo says, hell yeah, I need to get my setup back and running, but I'd be down. Yeah. I would enjoy that. Emo, if Cowboys is a guest on the Toxic Tower, will he be required to go shirtless? I don't know. I guess Emo will have to answer the dress code or lack thereof. But please don't ask me to take Allen and then Drake May machine. I don't want to do that. I am shocked it's asking me to take Drake May here, guys. Who could have foreseen this? It wants me to take Drake May, James Cook. I don't want to do that. I'm going to take Drake May, Travion. All right. We're going to bully the machine a little bit. Be happy, though, machine. I gave you all the pats. Hit my DMs if you're available, Yosh. Chad as a guest will not be held to such obligations, but he will be heavily pestered and pressured. Chad is welcome anytime. Awesome. Yeah, I honestly, my big regret at the Dog Bowl is they were on when they were live streaming on the Badge Bros, they were asking me if Luther Burden scored a touchdown, would I take my shirt off? Because I had a sweat at least early in the second half games, and I did not agree, and I should have. I think it was the I think I needed to do that. I think I needed to agree for the karma that I would, and I probably would have anyway. So big regret in not promising the shirt reveal. Next time, if we score a touchdown to put us in the lead of the dog bowl, I will agree to go tarps off, as they say. So again, I will forever live my life as a coward, not agreeing to do that on stream. We'll do emo probably a little later today, says Purple Yosh. All right, so we got Drake May and Hendo. In the ideal world, we'll get Steph Diggs on this team. If not, we will just have a worse version of the team that everyone else has. So we will keep our fingers crossed that we get that. Go AZ Cards. My biggest regret is only being 12 deep before my interview, well under pace. Oh my God. My other big regret was sitting in between Nez and Pete. Nez is a giant, by the way. Nez does himself no favors with where he puts his camera on stream. Nez is huge. I did not realize this. Nez is enormous. So I was sitting between him and Pete, and I looked. It looked like they were interviewing like a skinny version of the Rizzler. I looked tiny. It was awful. It was awful. They should have put me on the end. Not great. Emo Cowboy says no rush, bud. Sounds good. Nez is unnecessarily tall. Nez does not need to be as tall as he is. It's uncomfortable. All right, so we did get Steph Diggs. We'll take him here. Devonta Smith is still here. I'm surprised it's not asking me to take Devonta, and it wants Josh Jacobs. Oh, no, it wants Ramondre. I wish I could count on Ramondre to come back. That would be right at ADP. I'm just gonna snag Ramondre here. I don't know if it's worth it to push it. Candles, you are tiny. No Nez required. Yes, I know, but there was once you put the scale, once you give the scale, it was bad. It looked like I was like waiting in line to sit on Santa's lap. It was uncomfortable. All right, so we've got Drake May, Travion, Ramondre, and Steph Diggs here. Let's see what happens next. RJ Harvey goes. What is Josta doing over here on the left? He's got Puka, Stafford, Etienne. So again, you start on the left, things look a lot more comfortable than they do on the right. I mean, everything with Puka is going to look good. And curious to see where he goes from here. Jacoby Myers goes off, so I'm sure that's not super ideal because being able to go like Myers and either another Jags piece, another Rams piece like a Corum or whatnot is pretty fun. If you can go Myers, Parker Washington, then this team feels pretty ideal. Good says, can't wait to be the tallest person at the Dog Bowl 2026. All right, well, hope to see you there because I'm hoping to go back. Kyle Williams on every Pats stack. I'm not there on Kyle Williams. I'm afraid Kyle Williams is like not gonna play at all. PPR Tyler is not on his burner. Yeah, again, PPR Tyler, I got to catch the Toxic Tower on replay, but I am looking forward to it because I am starting to get ready for big board season. So I'm curious as to who y'all's first 3 rounds are. I'm gonna have to check that out. The machine is pushing us heavily into just New England mania here, recommending Henry and Booty. A little curious as to what it wants me to do on the NFC side. Occasionally, the sidekick gets super excited and just thinks all you need are Patriots. And I'm a little afraid that that's what's happening here. Let's see. Hunter Henry does make sense. Hunter Henry definitely does make sense. But I think I would rather go Henry. Well, let's see what it recommends here. I don't think I need to take Booty right now. I think I would rather take either Burden or Watson. The issue with Watson is it's a little lighter to have the Packers when you don't have Jacobs, although Jacobs is kind of terrible. So We'll grab Christian Watson on the other side of it. I'm going to make the assumption that I still get Booty here. Could have taken Juwan Jennings, but that feels a touch light. I really do like Christian Watson in this game here against the Bears. If they can get through, that would be pretty nice. And hopefully we do get Booty next. Last night's show was a bloodbath. Oh my god. Yo, where's Thad? Says Crossface. Hey, GM2 Crossface. Hope you're having a good one. Appreciate you. Spoiler alert, they says go AZ Cards. Lamar should have been top 36. No, stop it. One question. Who would you take first in 2026? Justin Jefferson or Genty? Probably Genty. Only because it sounds like things could not have been worse in Las Vegas. Whereas I don't know what's going to be improving in Minnesota with the quarterback situation. So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at. Ball knower, says Emo Cowboy. Wrong, says PPR Tyler. Uh-oh. It sounds like this was a point of debate on the show. Big dumb Tylenol baby is PPR Tyler. Well, we have our own lifetime supply of Tylenol here. I guess it was just we're not quite in alignment on that. Keyshawn Booty is still here, as is Burden. So I don't know if it's just like advance somebody. Very curious to see what it wants me to do once I take Booty here. This is the problem with the Pats overstack, is you end up just with like a world where you need them to be winning by like 100 points to like have absolutely nothing on the other side. We'll listen to the machine. If this team survives, we will get one of the Christian Watson or Luther Burden to the next round. I do think now they took Burden, Manungai would be more of a priority. So we'll see if we get him in the 9th. I think that would I don't want to say make or break the team, but I think that would be pretty important. It was a fun show last night. Yeah, no, that's going to be... I want to put more thought into like making my own rank. I think that would be kind of fun. I do this year want to do some more pre-recorded shows, so I think I could do something like that. And make sure to include some hot takes to get people upset. I think that's the key. If all you do is a logical set of 36 players in a row, that's fine. But people want, people want Luther Burden in round 2 so they can get upset. All right, let's see what Josta is doing here. He does get T-Law late. He's got Puka Stafford, Etienne, Parker Washington, BTJ, T-Law. So he's got a pretty nice Jags-Rams situation. Added Swift, who feels like a pretty good advance rate piece, if not, piece opposite the Jags stuff. So good stuff over there from Josta. You absolutely should. Yes, I will. It's just been more a matter of time, just not having the time to do it, and also I don't do it enough, so it takes me forever. Like to make a 15-minute video takes me like 2 hours, which it shouldn't. Like because I'm just got to write the script. You got to do it. If you mess up, you got to do it over. It's just been taking me way too long. But hopefully this year I can keep getting better and do some pre-recorded stuff. ATL players over JJ and Genty. I mean, obviously Bijan. I just don't know what we're doing with Drake London. And what's going on at quarterback in Atlanta? What's the plan? That's my problem. Yeah, no, I knew you were including Drake London there. I mean, I hope you're not including Kyle Pitts or Darnell Mooney. I hope that stops at 2. But yeah, the quarterback situation is a little sketchy. I assume they're going back to Penix, but I don't know. I know PPR Tyler is the resident Falcons fan, but Chase Brown 2-3 turn again. Yeah. I mean, I'll take him there. That offense is just so good, and we saw even in a kind of a nasty split, he was still able to make stuff happen. I will take Kyle Monungai here. I really don't think DK Metcalf makes any sense. You know what? Let's get absolutely disgusting. Let's do Dowdle and Tet. Let's just say Carolina wins. Let's just do it. Carolina wins. Carolina beats them. These are just advance rate pieces anyway. What's the functional difference between that and Kyle Monungai? We'll take Carolina stuff to end the team. No one's going to have that. On the off chance they get through somehow, we're going to have some weird stuff. I think a lot of teams in round 2 are going to have the Rams win or lose. So we'll try something different there. I have so many of these darn New England stacks. I kind of want to get a little wild at the end. Love this build. I don't know. Did you say that before I took Dowdle and Tet? You'll have to let me know. Chris says, if Harbaugh to the Giants, then where are the Giants players next year? I think the bigger question is what's going on with Neighbors, because he's still like on crutches, which is not normal. So I think that's a real problem. I suspect though generally that will be considered an improvement, but that's like my fear. I really don't know where we're taking like Scatabo coming off the injury. Dart, I think we like Dart. I think we want to see that the coach is going to let him run because that's like the feature. I certainly was lower on like Wandale than I should have been. A lot of the mock drafts have them taking another wide receiver. So there are, I don't know, man. There's a lot of questions with the Giants. I think T-Law, right? T-Law over Dak. Goazy Card's asking who gets drafted first, T-Law or Dak. I think I would take Lawrence there. But are we swinging back to drafting pocket passers higher? I don't know. All right, let's try to hop in a main BR. Oh, I'm not in developer mode. Well, Goazy Card says that you need one. It's probably filled. I probably got developer moded out of that one. Yeah, I'm waiting for 5. All right. But that does mean how do I get out? How do I get my how do I get my sidekick out of here? All right. I'll just put him down there. All right, we're waiting for 2 in the BR. We got no machines in battle royales. We're on our own, waiting for 1. Dak keeps 2 top wide receivers and top tight end. Dak, says Chris. Could. I mean, it definitely could. You also could definitely get the effect of Dak gets naturally pulled up by the Lamb or the Pickens drafter. So you do run into the situation where they're pulled up because people want to stack him versus kind of like where would you rank him in a vacuum. So we'll be interested to see if we get some of that. Hey, Colleen Hoffman, GM, Mr. Candles, GM to you. Colleen, hope you're having a great one. Good to have a bag of Emmett Johnson. Of course, Emmett Johnson. Emmett Johnson is he's an American college football running back for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Of course, Emmett Johnson. Yeah, we're still researching RM covers. Yeah, I mean he looks great. Born on October 10th, 2023. He's 22 years old, 200 pounds, first team All-American. There it is. Hey, Mitch Mackey, 6690, got an Allen CMC team in playoff contest or in the BR? Because I'm curious which one you're talking to. But hey, Mitch, I appreciate you coming in so much. The landscapes are shifting everywhere. James Cook, Josh Allen. Man. You guys want to know I like Travis Etienne more than any of them. So we're going to take Etienne here. I don't know how many BRs I'm going to do this week. And so being that I may or may not like get a ton in, I'm going to kind of do this my own vibes during ADP out just a touch. So I also haven't done a lot to know what you get where, but it is fun. The ones I've done I've really liked. So we've got Travis Etienne here. We took him ahead of the Buffalo pieces, but I really am high on Etienne this week. Is it minus EV if I'm fading CMC and BR this week? It's just, I mean, it's like anything. It's just like your risk tolerance. If you think CMC is bad, then I wouldn't click him. You know, I think some of the big mistakes you can make in these is like just ignoring your own player takes to an extent to where like you're just going purely off of ranks and projections. Like I don't know. To me, like if all you're doing is hold on, let me make my pick and then we get back to that. What do we want to do? Let's take AJ Brown. I mean, if all you're doing is like going purely off of the publicly facing ranks and projections, then I don't know. I feel like you're just going to get worn down by the rake. So like if you think you have an edge or something, like you should go for that. And yeah, you might be wrong, but I don't know. Like otherwise, like I don't know what's the point. So I'm with you. If you don't like CMC, I would fade him. Because I guess what I'm trying to say. Like you want to differentiate yourself when you think you have an edge. It's just whether you actually have an edge or not is the question. For me, I'll probably just be around market there because I don't really have like a strong feeling either way on that. All right, so we've got Etienne here. Man, tight end's kind of interesting. Let's grab Christian Watson here. I feel like these BRs are deep enough to where you don't have to get chained to ADP. There's going to be, I think there's enough good players to where you can kind of just build the teams you want. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So we got Etienne, AJ Brown, and Christian Watson. Not too bad. So we got a lot of friends and family in the room. We got Go Easy Cards. He's got Puka, Nico, and Travion. We got Goods. He's got Allen, Devontae Adams, and Colston Loveland, and Biff Tannen. He's got Cook, Kyron, and someone else. Ryan Babnu asked, for playoff best ball, what % of your teams are 1 QB? That's a good question. I don't know offhand. I would guess it's like a quarter of my teams. Maybe I would guess between a quarter and like a third, but I don't know. I need to, I can try to look that up. I don't think I can look that up on stream because I'm not savvy enough, but I think that's an interesting question. But appreciate you, Ryan. Hope you're having a good one. We are just going to take Jalen Hurts here. So we've got Hurts, Etienne, AJ Brown, Christian Watson on the docket here. Looking at tight end, I have a tight end that nobody wants to take that I think we could get a little fancy at the end, see what we can see there. But I don't even know that you have to get fancy. I mean, we've seen Kittle, Loveland, and Henry go. Brenton Strange goes. So you're going to have like Goddard, Kincaid, Schultz, Higbee, Parkinson, Gadsden. There's enough tight ends to where you don't have to like get too fancy there. Or let's see what Brave does. We'll probably look at adding a running back. I think for me, I'll just take DeAndre Swift. I think that makes the most sense. Gainwell against Houston is intriguing, but we'll just grab Swift here. And then pick up the scraps at tight end. But as you can see, like all of these teams are going to look really nice. I think for me, I just kind of want to get a little different than just pure ADP in these. You're going to get a lot of good players who are undrafted, like wide receiver, someone in this range, Shakir, QJ, Burden, Ladd, Reed, Booty, like all guys that could absolutely live to spike. They're going to go undrafted in the wide receiver room. Maybe a little tighter in receiver, but it looks like Woody Marks, for falling over ourselves to draft and playoff best ball, but like he's going to go undrafted in this room. In all likelihood. Dowdle, certainly, a little contrarian, Corum. And there's names down here you could get to. So it looks to me like wide receivers deeper than running back, but it's not the end of the world. Kincaid. My really greasy tight end I'm thinking of is Tommy Tremble, that I think is going to actually legitimately be 5% owned. I don't think anyone wants to click that. I think Higbee is a reasonable click. I wouldn't mind that, although the tight end roulette for the Rams is pretty sketch. I'm going to take Tommy Tremble, mostly so you guys can see my my deep sleeper that I don't think anyone's going to want, that I'm kind of interested in this week. I wouldn't go crazy. I wouldn't take him every time, but I think you could do worse if you're trying to get a little different at tight end. I don't mind that. Ryan says, I've heard other streamers state it's not the move, but getting an extra advanced rate piece seems worth it to me. I'm closer to 40%. I think the issue is the Sims and stuff have shown that the second QB does hit your lineup quite a bit and is, in a sense, like an advanced rate piece and can help get a team through in a week where your one QB has a down week. Like, it's especially tempting to go one QB with like Josh Allen, but you could just have one out of the four. Like, let's say they even make the Super Bowl if in the conference championship week or the divisional round, Allen, it's a cook week. It could be the difference between surviving and not. Because remember, in the Mittens, it's 2 out of 6, then 1 out of 10, 1 out of 10, which is pretty killer. I'm not sure what it is in the Gauntlet. So there definitely could be the difference between surviving and not, could be getting a higher QB score. So I would just be a little bit reluctant to not think of the second QB as an advanced rate piece like we do the position players. 22% of my teams are one QB. Okay, Chris, yeah, that sounds like a reasonable range. Yeah, I think a lot depends on your QB to run the table. Yeah. Again, I just think there's a temptation to do that with the elite QBs. And sometimes I think those are the ones you most want the second QB, because a lot of people are going to think that way. Like, oh, I'm just going to take Jalen Hurts and they're going to nuke every week. And it's like, well, all it takes is one down week in your team that if it did advance would have been very live to not get there. All right, let's look at some other teams. In this contest, we got Go AZ Cards. He went Puka, Nico, Travion, Brenton Strange, Matt Stafford, and Ladd. McConkey, nice team, Go AZ Cards. We got Goods here. He goes Allen, Adams, Loveland, Ramondre, and then Jacoby Myers and Gainwell. So he does take Gainwell here. Like the team there. Interesting, Gainwell over Warren. Warren not drafted in this one. And Gainwell does have a higher ADP. Biff Tannen, it goes RBRB. The only one to do that, Cook, Kyron, and then Parker Washington, T-Law, Diggs, and Goddard. So nice team there. Again, it's the teams here all look pretty good. Yeah, Gauntlet's 1 of 6, 1 of 6, 1 of 5. So it's interesting. It's harder to get out of the first round in the Gauntlet, but a lot easier than in the Mittens. Ryan, I tend to do it with Allen/Caleb. It's kind of funny. I feel like a lot of my Caleb teams are one QB teams. Not sure why, but yeah. And I think Ryan, I think that is going to be very common for the teams that have one QB builds. All right, let's... I'm going to hop into another BR. Let me get into another BR. And then maybe we'll do one more Mitten before we get on out of here. Waiting for 3 in a BR. All right. 1, 2, BR1. Updating timestamps. BR2. And if y'all can, like and sub. We just broke through 400, which is awesome. I'm so excited to have gotten through there. Would love to keep it going. We're going to be doing these playoff best balls and battle royales until the very end, and then all of the pre-draft and post-draft best ball. So pretty excited. Pretty excited to get those started. Especially now that I know I am drafting all of the Emmett Johnson that I can get. Apparently, he was the first team all Big Ten and Big Ten running back of the year. 1,451 yards, my God. With 46 receptions, I'm sold. I am sold. All right, looks like we got J-Dubs in here. If anyone else is in here, let me know. Chris says, feels like a first or second round QB pick spends a lot of draft capital, so you might need to make up the wide receiver running back capital with that extra pick instead of a QB. Yeah, I guess it's like the eternal question of like what's more important. Like when you get to the 9th or 10th round, like you can still get a very highly projecting quarterback, you know, versus I don't know, like your Bryants of the world, your like 6th wide receivers. I don't know. I'm very sympathetic to the 2 QB arguments in these contests as ways to like keep the team moving forward. So only Blur kind of copied us a little. He takes Etienne at 2. Let's just go elite quarterback. Let's just take Josh Allen here. Say it's the playoffs. We get Superman Allen performance. So we will pull that up. I would love an Allen Etienne team. I think that would be kind of the grail, but it might be really tough. What's Etienne's ADP? Is 6.6. So, I mean, I could see a world where Etienne falls to like 9. Like you get Allen at 4 and Etienne at 9. It seems possible, but if I could get that, that would be pretty fantastic. Jake says BR Skelly Keys, Herbert, QJ, Gadsden, Corum, Menungus, Higbee, Burden, Dobbs, everyone bookmark. 1 hour, 52 minutes, 55 seconds. We get Jake Vinegar's Skelly Keys. But I mean, I don't disagree that some of those are going to be low owned fun stuff. I think I would quibble with Menungai. Feels a touch fancy in this. But the other picks I like, Corum. I think I would argue with Corum and Menungai. I think that feels thin in this slate, but you know, we've seen it happen on slates with more teams. I don't know. Chris says, I am too. Note that 78% are 2 QB, but the draft capital bucket argument still. Oh yeah, for sure. No, and I get the argument. Like I said, I'm probably around the same kind of 25-ish% rate that you are. All right, let's just go Kyron. Let's just say the Rams run all over the Cardinals here. But yeah, I mean, I'm not building the same way every time for sure. All right, only Blur takes Drake May. All right. I'll grab a Parker Washington. It does seem like he has kind of broken out. Feels like he's past BTJ there. So opposite Allen, you know, in an Allen Superman script, we are going to need the Bills to get pushed. So we'll say Parker Washington is part of the pushing committee there. I don't know that you like have to force bringbacks all the time, but I do think Allen is one of those places where it could help more than others, because again, the true Allen ceilings, it's got to be some kind of shootout. J-Dubs goes Saquon, Nico, Jacobs to start. So he is set at running back. Gosh, my brain is still in playoff best ball mode. This is very, very weird doing BR, switching back. All right. Wide receiver. So we're going to need another receiver. Another tight end. Huh. So Travion goes. I think I probably would have taken Travion there. I think I'm okay pushing a lot of this stuff. At tight end, what do we got? We got Loveland. I think I'll grab Loveland here. I thought about taking Kincaid. I think Kincaid would be fine. We could, you could pretty much get Kincaid at the end. But I think I also probably can get Shakir pretty late. We're going to be sacrificing a fair amount of projection taking Shakir, but I do like Shakir here. I don't know if I think Cooks is too thin, but I don't know. If I did a lot of these BRs, I don't know if I'd want no Cooks with Allen. That's it does seem like he is very important to their process. And we'll just pick one of these running backs that's available. Maybe I should have taken one of the running backs, being that Philly loaded had 0, and I don't need Loveland. I could have taken someone else. But we'll see. We'll see what we can see here. Philly loaded takes Higbee and probably a running back. Ramondre, okay. Omari and Hampton's still available, which is a little bit intriguing. See what he does here. He takes Tet McMillan. I'll take. You know what? I'm just gonna grab Shakir here on the off chance that somebody takes him. Only one running back can go. Kev Slice is the only one who can take a running back. My preference on this team is going to be Jalen Warren, but if I end up with Hampton, I'm fine too. Versus if I don't get Shakir, I'm going to be a little bit annoyed. So this team is going to be Allen, Kyron, Parker Washington, Khalil Shakir, Colston Loveland, and then probably Jalen Warren, but if not, Omari and Hampton. And then we will get into one last Mitten 3, and then I'll probably hop on out of here. But it's been awesome. Again, appreciate y'all so much for coming in, hanging out this morning. It has been fun. It's definitely been a ton of fun streaming these playoff best balls and the BRs here. All right. I'm just checking to make sure everything is good. Okay. Chris asked, can the Steelers legitimately move the ball on the ground versus the Texans front 7? Again, I mean, is it going to be tough? Yes, but I don't know. I kind of trust the Steelers to get a little creative here. We know Rodgers is not afraid to do a little check down. We've seen both Warren and Gainwell get there kind of through the air. And I think we're going to get a big ownership discount on that because people are going to have that very fear. So again, I'm not going to take Warren every time, but I will get above market on Warren and perhaps Gainwell as well. So the team ends up being Allen, Kyren, Warren, Parker Washington, Khalil Shakir, and Colston Loveland. All right, one last playoff best ball, and then we'll get on out of here. So this will be a Mitten 3, waiting for 2, if anyone wants to get in. We'll get over to this, the sidekick. You can return from your timeout in the corner. And then we're rolling. All right. I seem to have messed up my time stamping. We got the 6 hole. And you're at the 1 hour, 40 minute mark. Mitten 5. All right, awesome. So we've got a no badger. We've got our friend Biff Tannen. We've got our friend J-Dubs. And nobody else I recognize here. We'll see what the room gives to us. $15 seconds. But yeah, I'll probably be doing some Mitten 3 multi-tabling throughout the day. So if you see me in a room, there's a good chance I have several tables open at once. And if I snipe you, I'm sorry. It was the machine. But we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do, because I am going to max the 20 max contest. I'd be surprised if I was able to max the Mitten 3. That feels like that would be like almost work getting there. But we're going to do our best to get some volume down on that one. So right now, the dream of Alan Cooks remains alive, but we will see what we can see. What does Back Blue do here from the? He takes Devontae Adams, so we do get Allen. I'll be very disappointed if the sidekick recommends May over Cook. Please, okay, thank you. We were taking Cook no matter what, but so we get Allen Cook. We do get the Allen Cook start, which is kind of fun. All right, Back Blue, he gets Adam Stafford. J-Dubs takes Drake May from the 9. And Biff Tannen takes A.J. Brown. So far, very orderly beginning. Unfortunately for C. Blythe, they don't get Stafford with Puka, but they are left with Kyren. So I have to imagine we're going to see Kyren, and then they can blow up the orderliness from there. So we'll see who they take. They do take Kyren, as we expected. And now what? Now what, C. Blythe? That was the easy part. The easy part was Kyren. He takes his full clock. He may not have a sidekick telling him what to do. He's running the sim. He takes Travion. So there you go. So J-Dubs does not get the Drake May Travion start, which I generally prefer if I have Drake May to get that. But fortunately, there are a lot of New England pieces that are draftable if that's the path that J-Dubs goes down. Biff Tannen, he gets Saquon, A.J. Brown, and Devonta. So he gets the sort of dream start. It is very live to get Hurts, being that everybody to his right has quarterbacks already. So Biff Tannen has to be feeling pretty good about that beginning. And we will see. J-Dub says, absolutely not. Not on my watch. I'm not even going to give you the false hope. I am taking Hurts. Dear God. All right. So we've got Allen Cook. The machine really wants Shakir. I think that's fine. If we get Allen and Cook, we might as well lean into that. It wants me to take Steph Diggs. All right. You know what, machine? We'll do it. We'll take Diggs. We very rarely do that when we have Buffalo stuff, but we're going to listen to the machine on this one. J-Dubs takes Goddard, so he pivots to a Goddard-Hurts situation in the 3-4. Interesting, Biff Tannen, he went from having the Eagles mega to not happening, because I imagine if J-Dubs doesn't take Hurts and Goddard, Biff Tannen probably gets both of them at that point. Instead, he pivots to T-Law, so we'll see. Etienne's already gone, but he does deprive the Zosh of T-Law Etienne. So we've seen the knockdown effects. Everything our nicely ordered teams have all gone completely off the rail. Coolian says I wasn't taking Hurts, got other plans. I would generally say even if I had other plans, I would save those other plans for a different draft. Because it's hard to get that. I am sympathetic to taking a different quarterback when you get the Eagles mega to differentiate yourself. But I also could see that being overthinking. So yeah, you do get Parker Washington, which does make sense there. I am going to need to start taking some NFC stuff sooner than later. We'll see what the machine wants. J-Dubs takes Blake Corum. The sidekick is praying that I get DeAndre Swift. We do. So I imagine I don't know if I'm wondering if it's going to want Swift Sun or Swift Burden. Let's see. I think I'd rather do Burden. I meant, huh. All right, let's take Kincaid. Let's do it. Let's listen to the machine. We got Allen, Cook, Shakir, Kincaid. Let's see what it wants us to do next. Let's see how it wants to land the plane. I'm curious. I have the Eagles mega a ton. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm certainly open to pivoting there as well. All right, so J-Dubs, he then takes Hunter Henry. Makes sense with Drake May. Biff Tannen now goes Watson. I was not expecting Watson there, I got to admit. Don't know if that was more advanced Rady or just another side of a Jag Super Bowl, but Christian Watson, I really do like him in week 1 and moving forward. Luther Burden goes to the 1 hole. Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if they're about to take Caleb. He takes Caleb. I can't begrudge him because he had Bo Nix, and so he's going to need a round 1 quarterback. Burden, Caleb at the turn there is pretty nice. So I was not expecting Burden to come back, even though his ADP is 41. A, the sidekick loves him, and B, he's kind of a fun piece. I feel like that ADP is a little slow to come up. That stinks. He takes Sharbs. I would have liked Charbonnet there. The machine now wants me to take Woody Marks. God. I don't like Woody Marks. All right, we'll listen. We'll take Woody Marks here. What do you want me to do now, machine? Jaden Reed. I feel like you didn't really have a plan, machine. I'm taking Brandon Cooks. I'm just going to grab this here. Because at this point, this is all advanced rate garbage anyway. And I'd rather pick my own garbage. I'm not excited that I took Woody Marks. I kind of wish I had taken Hampton there. Because I'd rather grab some Steelers, I think, than Woodrow Marks, who I think is ass, and they're going to lose. But it's okay. You can't win them all. This looks like it's lining up for a 1 QB team, unless we radically pivot. But we've got Allen, Cook, Shakir, Kincaid, and Brandon Cook. So we have the full 5-person Buffalo mega stack at the very least. What QB would you pass on because the optimal player to stack is gone? I mean, the quick answer is Stafford. It's very hard for me to take Stafford if I miss both Puka and Devontae Adams. I'm fine if I only get one because, you could see Adams outscore Puka. That's not like insane, but if you miss both, I don't like it. I think Knicks without Sutton is fine because Sutton does go quiet. I think May without Diggs is fine. I think T-Law without one of them's fine because you don't know who it's going to be. I would not take Darnold without JSN. I don't think I would do that. So I guess of all those answers, if you're only talking one primary pass catcher, I'd say Darnold. But I'd say for two, definitely Puka. I don't mind Drake May with no digs because that can get spread around enough. So I feel like Darnold's really the only one I would be very reluctant to fully fade. Even the late round ones, most of them have like multiple pass catchers. I think you could tell yourself a story. All right, the machine now wants DK Metcalf. I think I'd rather just grab Odunze because, I mean, I have a bear. I think it makes more sense. Odunze is coming back from injury. The machine, once again, really wants DK Metcalf. Well, you should have thought about that before you had me take Woodrow Marks. Let's take Manungai. Let's just do it. Let's just take a bunch of bears. All right, so this ends up being a one QB team. So another one QB team in the books. Allen, Cook, DeAndre Swift, Woody Marks, Kyle Manungai, Khalil Shakir, Steph Diggs, Dalton Kincaid, Brandon Cooks, and Rome Odunze. So that will wrap things up. Buzzer beater GM. Hey, Hartman, appreciate you so much. I hope you're having a good one. Go Easy Card says CMC and Purdy. That's interesting. I'm actually willing to do that because absolutely no one will do it. In Purdy, we just saw Purdy week 17 like steal a bunch of thunder from CMC. Purdy is eminently stackable with Kittle and Jennings. It's pretty narrow, like even when Pearsall hurt. So I'm actually kind of sympathetic to Purdy without CMC, especially if you like them as like kind of an advanced ratey combo. I probably don't want to show up to the Super Bowl without him, but I could definitely see there being some game scripts where that works. I don't know. That is interesting, though. Yeah, obviously I'd prefer CMC, but I don't know if I'd fully fade it, especially just because, again, Purdy is going to be tied to CMC so frequently. Very few people are going to build without him. But everyone, this was a ton of fun. We got to 400 subs, which was awesome. If on the way out, if you haven't subbed, please hit the sub, hit the like. We'll be back tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Same great time, same great channel. Leave a comment. That helps with the algo as well. But otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and best of luck out there in the BR and Mitten streets. Take care, everyone.